Peace, YouTube. What's going on, everybody, man? Y'all know who this is. EK. I'm definitely in the cut. Let's get it right, man. So today, the King of Tier List is back. You know what I'm saying? It's been a moment, bro. But Season 4 dropping. New patch just dropped. So I gotta get y'all right, bro. Shout out to all the people that watch this and aren't even like casuals or nothing. They just want to learn, get better, or want to support the channel, you know. Shout out to those people for sure. Anyways, so this gonna be my perspective as a versatile player that has played since 2K14, every game mode, stage, comp, pro-am, park, cages. Well, I ain't playing no cages, but you name it, you know what I'm saying? I play everything on every position, and the few positions I don't be having or attributes I don't be having, I either played with someone that does, spoken to someone that does, and or watched footage of someone that does of everything before I come to my conclusions. And I love to play different, so you know, some things that other people might not know about, I probably know about. And I do play to a tune of like a 95 win percent every year, and if you don't know, well, you better do your research. So I do tier lists a little differently. I showcase and explain the badges well, one by one. I don't reveal them in waves. I don't reveal them all at the same time. I do this so that I can talk about each badge and because a lot of people just got the game for Christmas, and a lot of people are getting the game throughout the year, and a lot of people just coming to the game and just figuring out about 2K. So I do the badges one by one. So if you're interested in viewing the badge that you're looking for, I'm gonna have all them in the alphabetical order that 2K has them in like the build system and whatever, you know, how they go like in a line. And you can just skip. I'll have those chapters, you know, when you can scroll and look across. But like I said, watching the whole video is definitely appreciated. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a pinch trying to learn about a certain badge, I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Another thing, I will rank all badges in a vacuum. So say every badge costed the same, because I know on CGen y'all have like the thing that we had last year with the 5 for Hall of Fame, 6 and 7, depending on how high your attribute is related to, you know what I'm saying, the higher the attribute, the lower the badge cost basically. But on next gen it's like in tiers, so it depends on your height and position and stuff like that. I'm just gonna rank the badges in a vacuum, but do take that into account. It's just, it would be impossible for me to take all that into account because everyone's stuff is different. So I'm just gonna tell you about the badge, and yeah, man, let's get into it. Now, first things first, we got Acrobat. Now, Acrobat is a badge that does not activate passively. You do have to actually do some type of Euro step, hop step, spin layup, or hand change layup, which is mainly what I have used it for, to activate it. While it is very effective and sometimes actually cheesy, the stuff that you can make jellying out of layups in traffic, especially combined with other badges like Slithery and Giant Slayer on a small guard, which is what I've been doing it on. You don't even need that high of a layup rating to make stupid stuff. But the more you do that around actually good defense, the more it's gonna get you blocked. And on top of that, when you have a Limitless Takeoff, a silver or higher, the good dunks that activate from it are almost impossible to jelly out of. And for that reason, I have to drop it into the C tier. You know what I'm saying? But I do like the badge, and I know if a lot of y'all have extra badge points that y'all just have to fill up y'all tier 1 and 2, or if you're on CGen, you just have extra badge points in general. Definitely try it out if you have a decent driving layup rating, and you know like how to actually get these animations with like square and stuff like that. Aerial Wizard. Now, this is basically Lob City finisher from past years. A lot of people say it's really bad. Some people I know swear by it. Not many people swear by it though, because lobs, ever since they made lobs timing based for some unknown reason, people stopped doing lobs. Like, I didn't know y'all were that trash that y'all just, you know what I'm saying, pressing square as hard as your player's hands touch the ball. But surprisingly, I'm actually gonna put it in the C tier, man, because the few people I've seen that know how to catch lobs, oh my goodness, bro, in this game. You can catch lobs really well without Aerial Wizard, but Aerial Wizard makes it very hard to time it poorly, and it gives you more greens, which basically don't miss, and it makes the whites of the lobs not miss. And the contact lobs, the lobs in traffic, try them out, bro. Like, you will be surprised, bro. If it's a good pass and the pass does not get stolen and the offensive player does not get bumped, lobs are actually decent this year. You just have to learn how to do them. Backdown Punisher. Now, me being a post player, I'm not going to be biased toward this, because in my opinion, this badge is extremely overrated and trash. I'm actually going to put it into the C tier. I know a lot of people will complain because they might be on a smaller player or they get backed down a lot by these big centers. I'm here to tell you right now, I played 1v1 against a guy that I know that doesn't really play 2K anymore. He just be, you know, just be messing around. I was in the 1v1 in the Beats event, which is like basically just a little park event for double badges. I'm on a maxed out build with 99 strength and takeover. and gold brick wall and silver post move lockdown on defense. This guy made a 60 overall, 7-3, and I don't know if it was the bum boost or what it was. He was backing me down with 0 badges, obviously. So I don't know, man. Backdown Punisher, you can get some nice animations. You can move people around, and it's required, obviously, if you're a post scorer, because what else are you gonna put on? But like I said, don't overrate that. Don't be stupid and be like an inside center with no post and be putting badges like this on, because it's not doing nothing for you. Bully, F tier. No explanation needed. If you play this game, or if you don't play this game, steer clear of this badge. It requires ridiculous ratings to even unlock it on any type of decent tier for it to ever activate. It requires you to take smothered shots in the paint to activate it on top of that. And there's just so many bad. And I know I said I wasn't going to count the badge cost, but screw it. It's tier 3 on every build from 5.7 to 7.3 on next gen. So 2K telling you, hey man, we're gonna be nice and we're gonna fill up one of your tier 3 slots with a badge that is trash and you can avoid it. So do not put that on. Dream Shake. Now, while like I said, a post player, I like this badge. It does give you stuns and some nice ankle breakers, and I only run it on bronze. I've tried it higher though. On Hall of Fame, you actually do get nice stuns. The amount of people that play in the post on this game is very minimal, and the amount of people that play in the post and do up and unders, which it does boost your up and under make success significantly, and I feel like it gives you better animations. The amount of people that do anything with the right stick in the post is 0. So you know what I'm saying? Unless you're really that guy, or you have extra badge points and you like to mess around, fool around like on a guard maybe or something, like you like to play like Kobe with the shimmies, steer clear of this badge, bro. You don't need it. So Dropstepper. Now I had an incident yesterday with this badge, but I'm not gonna overrate it. You know what I'm saying? Dropstepper, due to everybody having a high steal and everybody being small, it's kind of like in a weird spot because yes, it's easy to drop step these people with low strength and low interior and you know what I'm saying, no post move lockdown and low height and stuff like that, but at the same time they have high steal and they're just gonna spam you. And very frequently, even with Dropstepper and Unpluckable, if they have a high steal, it's gonna like, you know, it's gonna be a turnover animation, or they're just gonna foul you and reset the ball. So Dropstepper works in the right situation, but if you just go in the game and that's your only game plan, you'll beat bums, but you will never beat anybody good with this, especially because the 3 seconds in the key everywhere except for the ones. Now fast twitch, you know, this badge helps you, you know, for people that don't know, helps you dunk and make layups quicker from standstill in the paint. So this is not for driving dunks, not for you know what I'm saying, lobs, not for layups, not for anything. Standing layups and standing dunks from like a standstill, obviously. You know, I don't know how many times I said standing right there. Nonetheless, it's a great badge. Like I said, if you're a post scorer, inside center, or if you have like extra badge points on a build that doesn't have it, you know, in a high tier or something like that, you can still use this badge. And when you get somebody to jump off the ISO, you know what I'm saying, when you catch the ball on the pick and roll and you pump fake and stuff like that, it gets the job done. Like I said, it's versatile. It increases your ability with every tier. It's very balanced, like I said. And you know, if you get people jumping, it gives you an easy bucket pretty much. Fearless Finisher. A lot of people say this badge is S tier. A lot of people say it doesn't do anything. To me personally, like I said, I have builds that run it on silver. I have builds that run it on Hall of Fame, like my post. It's good for all type of layups, and I do think it significantly increases your ability to make those dunks where you get taken out of the dunk by the defensive contest. And like I said, it prevents you from, people think it prevents your player from getting exhausted over the course of a game, like your total stamina decreasing. I don't know how true that is, but I know for a fact that if you're driving to the rim with half stamina and you don't have this badge, when you take that body bump for the shot attempt, before your animation finishes, you're going to be flashing red, and your player's most likely going to miss, whether it's a dunk or a layup. And yes, I do think this low-key works on dunks, but if you have this badge on, the higher you have it, the less stamina you're going to lose from such interactions. So it's not an expensive badge to run. Almost every build gets it. You should probably have it on your player if you're attacking the rim at any point. Now, Giant Slayer. See, the thing about Giant Slayer is, while a lot of people think it's S tier, and it certainly does feel like S tier, the things you'd be making with it sometimes, if you have a short build and you know, once again, it only works when there's a massive height difference between you and your opponent. And that only happens on a very small guard, like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", something of that range, being guarded by all these big builds. Now, when you go against these big builds, which are everywhere, you're going to have an advantage with the Giant Slayer. But when you're on a small build on this game, you have a disadvantage everywhere else. So it's like, I know that doesn't pertain to the badge's ability, But you have to understand that to run this badge, it's a very niche thing. Like, I know a lot of 6-1s rim run and stuff like that, but contested layups on a 6-1, this is more of like a bailout badge. You're not forcing over big players all game. Like, you're gonna get packed, and if you're taking bad shots against big players, you already lost the game to begin with. Limitless Takeoff. Like, can we put it higher? I should have made another tier for it. Limitless Takeoff on bronze, it doesn't do much, but from the point of silver up, it's like silver Limitless Takeoff, in terms of game-changing ability, feels like a Hall of Fame badge. Gold Limitless Takeoff feels like slashing takeover. Hall of Fame Limitless Takeoff feels like you're hacking on PC on one of them long-ass spider-looking players. It doesn't make any sense how overpowered this badge is. In my opinion, this is definitely like a top 5 reason that people hate this game and hate the last 2Ks. Like I said, but if you can't beat them, I guess you gotta join them. So I gotta tell y'all what's good. And Limitless Takeoff is definitely one of the best badges. It's required to activate almost all dunks on the game that are somewhat decent. Speeds up your dunking, makes you unblockable, because once you're airborne, it's almost impossible to get blocked on this game. It's like fast twitch combined with every badge in the game. Like, every finishing badge you can think of, this badge is better than all of them combined. Masher. Now, Masher is a badge that activates when you're at least 3 inches taller than your opponent, and the more the height difference, the more it activates. And it basically helps you make layups under the basket, and I think driving to the basket too, which is if you're bigger than somebody, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna happen, but you know, it's more like gonna be like a tall center badge. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sold on this badge, man. I'm not a big believer in Masher, because when you're that much bigger, there's another badge coming up that, why, especially with, like I said, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about cost, but if you had a choice between this badge and that badge, and they're both like expensive relatively for a tall big, then why in the world would you use Masher? You make standing layups or miss them over small guards anyways. The paint defense on standing shots is already incredibly overpowered, and it's incredibly bad on drives. So either or, you're going to make or miss the shot, you know what I'm saying? And it only activates situationally when you're going against a smaller player. But yeah, like I said, there's a way better alternative anyway. So if you like Masher, if you're a 7'3" center, sure, put Masher on, because you probably don't have nothing else to use. And it'll help you versus pretty much most matchups on the game. But besides that, don't recommend it. Slithery, same thing as Limitless Takeoff. Prevents blocks, prevents contests, prevents people doing anything to you in the paint when you're attacking it with a full head of steam. Stuns people when they try to help you and cut you off, go into the basket the second you press square. Like I said, these 2 badges, one of them is, but either or would be bad enough, because I was grinding, my guard couldn't have both of them on at the same time, and Limitless Takeoff is hard to core on a silver tier, which is all my guard had with an 80 dunk. So I was coring this badge, so I had no Limitless Takeoff with this badge. I didn't even feel a difference with how OP Limitless Takeoff is. It's like Slithery Finisher gives it a run for its money, man. If you're any type of player that attacks the basket, you have to have either or, but if you have both, it's a wrap, bro. Post Spin Technician. It works, especially amazingly, it breaks people back, pause, every single time you go against them as a, you know, like in the post with the front spin, sometimes with the back spin, but it's very heavily countered by people that know how to cut off the post spin and people that run post move lockdown. So while it's a good weapon to have if you're a post scorer or like a weird guard build, like Carmelo Anthony guard build or whatnot, it definitely has its counters. So it can completely take over the game, and you can score like 22 points against someone that doesn't know what they're doing against you and that's pressing you and stuff like that, and you can just throw them off your body if you know how to do that. But at the same time, it could be rendered completely useless. So but it is cheap, you know, to use. Posterizer. Now, this is the only badge that, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like this badge is like so mid, and then I play a bot that's dunking with the meter, and then I'm like, it's S tier, remove it, nerf it. I'm just gonna put it in the A tier, because not few people do the meter dunk, which is what it's really meant for contact dunks, and that's the main way to get contacts. But when people do have this badge equipped, they not only get contacts decently often, especially in good position if it's a late contest, with the square button, which is broken, they miss a lot less contested dunks. I've noticed that. So if you're a build that has a lot of finishing and you have a high dunk, I'm saying like 88, probably like 93 dunk, which is gold posterizer in this game, definitely look into using this badge, because it's gonna, you know, that with Limitless and Slithery, you have that trinity. Nobody's stopping the rim run. They're gonna have to, they can double you and they're not gonna stop you for the most part. And if you learn the dunk meter, good night. Good night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how toxic, bro, with these badges though. Anyways, Pro Touch. This badge only works on timing layups, which is a setting you have to manually enable, which I don't think is worth it. I've tested it extensively. I don't think it's worth it for most people. If y'all seen Ticino play, that's basically what he be doing. You could miss wide open layups with layup timing, even having this badge on Hall of Fame. So I don't think it's worth it. And the only thing it works for is post hooks. And how much it works is definitely questionable. Some people make post hooks easily, like me, without it on, and I make them with it on. The only reason you'd use it is if you're a post or you're trying to be quirky with the float. I've seen a few people with them floaters and weird type of layups under the basket. Like, it definitely does work more than bully, but I don't recommend running this badge unless it's a very niche situation. And last but not least, Rise Up. This is the badge that people are going to say I'm overrating the hell out of. But trust me, bro. As someone that has a 77 standing dunk on a 7-footer and doesn't run this badge at all, but the other guy I play with when I'm on my lock, the other post scorer, he has it on gold with 90 standing dunk. Trust me, bro. On a game where everyone's a big guard that's 6'9", if you're a big player with Rise Up and you can get anywhere near under the basket with standing contacts, without, it doesn't matter. This is like Posterizer plus slashing takeover plus post takeover from 2K19 for big men. Like, and I've seen people that don't even have standing contacts, like 6'8", 6'7", and 6'9", with a high standing dunk, just get people under the basket, just wait, and just bam, just dunk in their face against perfect defense, bro. It's a very toxic, very annoying badge to go against. But it's like, man, sometimes people just can't do nothing against it. If you're anyone with a standing dunk build, or you're thinking about making a build with a standing dunk, I'm telling you, standing dunks are the most underrated feature in this game. When you get somebody under the basket, you know those push-off animations when somebody plays good D and they just slide off of you, pump faking, drop stepping, all those things like fuse amazingly with this badge. ISO it, even having it on bronze on like a tall guard that don't even have that high of a standing dunk. When you ISO, you run in and you wait for them to jump, you're gonna get a dunk every time. You need a bailout with no stamina, it's gonna bail you out. But yeah, man, that's it for the video, bro. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay grinding, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.